earlier on in the week. Aaron Glenn, remember, to the Jets, and now Pete Carroll to the Las Vegas Raiders. It is officially signed, sealed, and delivered. What you all may not realize, I mentioned it time to time, when we finish this show, more often than not, James on weekends runs to Las Vegas because he does Raiders post-game content, Raiders post-game show. Still very close to the owner, and Mark Davis played for the Raiders, obviously, for a season there. So you know that organization as well as anybody I would suggest on national television. James, what's your instant reaction? Hey, not so
Nothing instant.
I mean, it's mixed. I mean, I would love to see the Raiders go younger, you know, and get a true offensive-minded coach in there because you know you're going to have to draft a quarterback. You got to bring a quarterback in there. I would love to see the quarterback, you know, have a guy in there that knows what he's talking about on the offensive side of the ball to help him. Not saying Pete Carroll can't bring in his offensive coaches and really help the young quarterback, but I would have loved to see somebody in there younger. But Pete Carroll, wherever he's been, has showed you he can win. Whether it's doing it at USC or whether it's going to Seattle and getting just 2 Super Bowls and winning 1 Super Bowl and really should have won another one. We all know what happened in that game. But he has shown that he can really change an organization and really, you know, turn an organization around into winning. So, you know, I'm not like juiced and super excited when I heard this because I'm like, man, there might be some younger coaches out there that could truly help a young quarterback. But Pete has proven, Pete has shown that he could change around organizations and programs. So I'm not mad at it.
I'm so torn. I like Pete, obviously. Pete recruited several of us at this desk. I'm sure recruited my brother, recruited myself. I like Pete Carroll. I don't know if it makes sense when you just look at it statistically. Pete Carroll turned 74 years old in September. How long do you anticipate that he's going to coach? Pete Carroll's a defensive-minded head coach. At least I would suggest that. But the Seattle Seahawks hadn't had a top 10 defense since 2016. So you're a defensive-minded head coach, but your defenses, your last several years were 25th, 11th, 15th, 22nd, 11th, 13th. So the thing you do best, you didn't do it best. Furthermore, Pete Carroll hadn't won a playoff game since 2019. Not to mention that, Pete Carroll and his leader in Russell Wilson, there was tension there. As a result, they both departed. So while I love it because the name Pete Carroll will always and forever ring a bell in the sport of football, he's one of the most brilliant football minds ever, I just don't know that it makes a ton of sense. I think it was a safe hire. The locker room obviously needs a leader. They need stability. They need a proven commodity. But Chase, Shady, I'm confused.
I love Pete, right? Pete actually recruited me. He came to my high school.
Oh, nice.
To the helicopter to Pennsylvania.
You was like that, huh? Helicopter.
I mean, you ain't surprised. I just want to say, like all the big hires we keep talking about. Aaron Glenn, right? We talk about him on a #1 seed team. You talk about the defense, depleted. No superstars left. Still finding ways to get turnovers, still finding ways to compete. That's why they hired him. Ben Johnson, God, do we need to talk about what he's doing over there?
Crazy.
Right? #1 offense last 3 years. Jared Goff has looked like an MVP type player. Like, that's why you went out there and got these guys. And these dudes ain't 70 years old. They young. They can understand the players. Pete Carroll's always been a player's coach. People love Pete Carroll. But that's years ago, man. Like, they got 1 playoff win in the last 7 years. It's like, so you hire him because of his resume, right, and his experience, but then he used to be nice. We all have come to a time where we used to be super great, and it comes time where we're not, and he's in that time where he's not. I don't get like and they wonder why the Raiders are not really a good franchise because you do stuff like this, and then you think about it. Now y'all go against Harbaugh, who's a winner, who's looking like they're gonna be better overall. You got the Chiefs who win it every single year, and now.
And the Broncos. The Broncos is winning.
Playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Shoot.
I believe Pete Carroll officially becomes the oldest head coach in football, Andy, correct? I think it's 74 years old.
And there's no award for that.
Ever. Pete Carroll's the oldest ever
73 right
head
now.
coach.
Oldest ever, yeah. Look, Pete, I actually like it. I actually do. If we remember, Tom Brady is pretty much minority owner. He's running the whole thing over there. So he was the one who reached out to John Spytek, assistant GM for the Bucs, and he's now the new GM, in Las Vegas. People forget that Brady and Spytek were a part of a Bucs team that won a Super Bowl with a 68-year-old head coach in Bruce Arians that got him to unretire. So the age, to me, they've done it before. They believe they can do it again. They wouldn't just hire this guy to hire. So the age for me is not an issue. I think that this franchise and the Raiders franchise needs discipline and leadership. Forget about the defensive mind. I don't even know if he's going to be calling the defensive play. This is all about a figurehead who can help perform a culture reset, even if it's for 3 years. That's what we're hearing. It's a 3-year deal. I like it. I don't mind it at all. You got to find a quarterback. That's the issue for the Raiders, and it's been the issue for the Raiders for quite some time. Can you get a quarterback to pair with an older head coach to do that? This is about discipline. This is about leadership. I don't care that he's old. And quite honestly, look at the AFC West. AFC West, Andy Reid, Jim Harbaugh, Pete Carroll, Sean Payton. That's a lot of wins. You know how many wins that is? 720 total wins. Yeah. That's 2 years worth of wins combined between all those guys. Like, the AFC West, to me, is insane with the head coaches.
Andy got half of them wins on.
300. That's crazy. So I don't mind it at all. I think it's discipline. I think it's leadership. I think it's a figurehead. And I think if they hire well into offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator,
I think
they'll be good.
That's the main thing. You got to hire well now.
I don't think
Pete don't call the defense. Pete don't call the offense. But you know what I mean? So you're going to have to, your staff is going to have to be
Here's my frustration, though, Chase, is one, you got a bridge coach and you're going to have a bridge quarterback and expect to have successful seasons. It's bad math. What I've learned about incredible athletes like the Shady McCoys or incredible athletes, incredible geniuses you all may know in your own life, they assume because they can do it, you can do it.
Ain't they all off bridges, though?
Well, my dilemma is,
So true.
Here's my problem is, Bruce Arians did it and Tom Brady did it. Chase made a brilliant point, didn't think about that. So just because you got Bruce Arians to unretire and win a Super Bowl, don't mean you're going to be able to get Pete Carroll to do it, because Tom Brady, you're Tom Brady. So it doesn't make sense to me, because you got a bridge coach, you're going to have a bridge quarterback, and you think you're going to have long-term success. And lastly, Pete hasn't proven he can hire well lately. All his homeboys he be hiring are old coaches who haven't.
You got to look at it from their perspective, though, like timing. Timing-wise, they wanted Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson, for whatever reason, decided, hey, because I heard that it was almost a done deal, and he took the better quarterback, the better franchise, and Caleb Williams. Don't fault him for that. Then all of a sudden, you're struggling. Then you hire Spytek, and you're just like, who am I going to hire? Who am I going to do this? We haven't interviewed any of the top names. We haven't done this.
Ain't going nowhere.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And nobody's looking at Pete.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't think that they felt good enough, obviously, about hiring anyone else. It's like, okay, let's have the culture reset. Even if it's for 3 years, they know that. They know this isn't a long-term answer. It's like, let's build the culture up, and then when it's time to hire again, whether it's a year or 2 years down the road, you have a culture set, and you hire a better head coach if that's the case.
And the main thing for the Raiders, too, is they got to get guys in there. Yeah, no matter who the coach is, you're not beating Andy Reid, Patty Mahomes, Chris Jones. You got to get dudes in there. That's number one. Pete Carroll has shown that he knows how to build a team and bring in dudes in there, whether it's drafting, whether it's
when back then.
I'm just saying, you guys got to go off his track record too.
Equity,
you come from US.
That's what we. You see what I'm just saying. But everything we talking about is what he used to do, bro. It's been since 2016. He had a solid super roster. It's been a while. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, we banned because his name is in his resume. But we talking about right now. Right now, it's a new era, man. I don't know if y'all know or not. All these old coaches, like let you Andy Reid and all them other and Sean Payton. It's a wrap.
All I'm saying, when he got to Seattle, was a new era. And he brought all them dudes.
James, he was in his 60s. James,
they were losing, and he brought in all them dudes, which we still talk about the Legion of Boom. We talk about USC still to this day. This dude has walked into organizations and programs and changed them around.
Who's
so age-wise or not?
So why did it stop then? Real quick, I'm just because always when we talk about the greatest coaches, like that's why I say Andy Reid. You put him anywhere, man, he gonna make it happen. It's for what it is for Sean Payton. You put him anywhere, he gonna make it happen. When I look at what's his name?
Pete Carroll.
Yeah, but look at Pete Carroll. It hasn't been done. It's been a while since he's been a winner.
Yeah.
Does that matter to y'all?
My thing is, who else would you rather have? You lost out on your number one option. There's just not. At least you have a guy who has done it. So wait. You have a chance to hire a first-time head coach. You have a chance to hire a first-time head coach and be one and done again.
So let me ask you this, though. So if Ben Johnson, he's super hot this year, right? So let's say last year, if he had a chance, people to interview him and all that, would it matter to you? Because his name wasn't as hot, but it's
been hot for 4 years.
But what I'm saying, and not like this year. So what I'm saying is like, all right, it's all about like you said the timing. So now the timing is for Ben Johnson is like super big. Aaron Glenn, super big, popular. We need to get him. But if you give him a chance, maybe a year or two before that, he's still the same dude.
So what point are you making?
But I'm saying because it wouldn't be as glorified. The person's a person. See, Muhammad Ali always says this. He said, yo, I've been a superstar. Just that y'all got to it late. Ben Johnson been a good coach. You get what I'm saying? Just that now he's keep winning and winning. It's like, oh, we glorify him because the plays he's doing, but he's still been a top offensive coordinator. Does that make sense? What I'm trying to say?
They tried to hire him, though.
So you're saying there's some Ben Johnson out there right now that hasn't been identified?
Right. You got to do your homework. There's so many coaches that get a chance that is not making a big name, right? But you look at what did they do great? Like, I could look at the Sean McVays, I could look at the Kyle Shanahan's before they even got super big, but when their period of time when they put their work in, yo, hey, man, this young dude over here, look at his offense. He's balling.
Yeah.
Right? You got to do your homework.
They did, and they thought it was Ben Johnson, and they didn't get him.
But not only that, they're going off of track record, too, whether we like it or not. Ben Johnson is a hot coach because of the track record the last 4 years. Aaron Glenn's a hot coach because of the track record the last couple of years. Pete Carroll, you can't just erase his track record.
But that's what I'm trying to put that in your mind.
There's just not many else out there.
Y'all looking at the name, right?
No, I'm looking at what he's done. Do your homework
because Matt LaFleur, before he got on as the coach, he wasn't super hyped up. But he came from a good tree. He was good. He was smart. He was good. He was putting stats up. You got to do your homework.
I guess the question, though, then, Shady, is, okay.
O'Connell. Can we get O'Connell? Kevin O'Connell, right?
These dudes were coordinators.
Now he's popping, right? Oh, my God. But there was a point in time where, if you look at his chart, he did well as that he had a name behind
They were
him.
OCs. I guess the other risk, though, is this. Say you go get a Bobby Slowick, the offensive coordinator for the Houston Texans who came under Kyle Shanahan.
Okay.
Now you got a 38-year-old first-time head coach in a chaotic locker room.
And what's wrong with that?
I think it's just as risky, if not riskier than both.
Well, hold on. This is the NFL now, dog. It's the NFL. You can go to the safe route with an older coach that's been good years ago. He did a resume. Or you can go to Sean McVay. When Sean McVay took his job, I mean, people wasn't jumping doing backflips.
But you know how hard it is to find a Sean McVay? That doesn't happen overnight.
What else you have to lose? You're the Raiders. What else you have to lose?
22 seasons without making the playoffs.
That's different.
22 seasons without making the playoffs.
If you're Tom Brady and it's your first time putting a stamp on this thing, you can't go out there and swing it.
The Raiders are in a rebuild.
Real quick, this is my thing. I'm trying to paint the picture to y'all. Sean McVay's, Kevin O'Connell's, McFleur. What about Doug Peterson's? Before these dudes were super glorified, how we talk about them on TV, there was a point where, hey, we had to do our homework and find these guys. That's why you always talk about going to getting trees as coaches. Andy Reid's tree, Sean McVay's tree, Kyle Shanahan's tree. You got to go there.
Correct. The problem is, though, because I was thinking of this while you're talking, a lot of those trees, respectfully, have currently dried up. Because Kyle Shanahan, I think his OC or quarterback coach, the guy is Brian Greasy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, ain't nobody checking for him like that. LaFleur right now, we already know LaFleur's the one who calls everything. So, like, ain't nobody checking for that tree like that. Sean McVay, he just got another new OC, if I'm not mistaken, because he just lost his last OC because Liam was the other OC. So now Liam gone. So, like,
Liam's the head coach.
Like, Bob Slowick is supposed to be the next one, but the Texans
surprised he hasn't got it.
But not only that, though.
You can't have no big reward if you're not going to take no risk.
That is true.
So as much as you saying, nothing's 100%, fellas. But what I'm saying is, like, at least I'm taking the chance. Like, when Sean McVay got hired, this guy's so young. Are you sure? Well, we're going to take a chance because why are we taking a chance? They're super smart. He does well on offense. Right now, today, I can't say there's nothing great that Pete Carroll does for a team.
If you're the Raiders,
I could have said that back then. I can't say that now.
Pete Carroll knows how to develop.
If you're the Raiders, though, Shady,
because he's shown us.
He showed us when.
It don't matter how long ago he showed us. He showed you that he could build these organizations.
Look at it
really quick. It's a reason why Ben Johnson took the Bears job.
Of course.
Why?
Better job.
Because the quarterback and the players that's there. It's a reason why a lot of these coaches want to take these jobs. It's not really a lot of coaches that want to take this Raiders job. It's a rebuild. You need a quarterback. You need a lot of players around. If it's a coach that can do that, Pete Carroll's probably the best option to do that because he's shown you that he can do that. These other quarterback coaches and all that, they ain't showed you that they can do that. Then it'll be another situation kind of like Antonio Pierce where you're not giving him the opportunity and he's gone after 1 year and then we looking for another coach. At least you get Pete Carroll to come in here that is, whether it's been 20 years ago, 15 years ago, proven to
makes sense.
That he knows how to coach.
What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.